good evening. I'm getting all set up as usual. I'm multitasking on many platforms at once. So, my name is Marcella Wilson. For those of you who know me, what is up? What's up? All right, how you guys doing? Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, I'm on here every day on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, on all kinds of social platforms, streaming live every day, talking about short-term rental properties, right? So if you have an Airbnb, vacation rental, or you're looking to set up an Airbnb or a short-term rental property, I help women set up short-term rental properties. That's what I do. My husband and I have several short-term rental properties, and they have been out of the gate successful, very profitable. And when my friends and family found out we were doing this, because we started like a couple of years ago, they're like, Marcella, can you help us set up our Airbnbs? Can you help us? Can you help us? So we set them up and we started helping people, and then it like turned into a thing. And now I'm on here every day, hashtag no days off. No days off. That sounds like a rap song, right? Something like that Diddy would sing, like can't stop, won't stop, no days off. That, I'm on here every day talking about short-term rentals, right? So I'm dropping nuggets of knowledge for those of you who are interested in setting up a short-term rental property. So it's Thursday, or as my daughter calls it, it's Friday Junior. And getting pretty close to Christmas. How is your Christmas shopping going? Before I get into my topic, how is your Christmas shopping going? Can I say that I have not bought one present yet? Not one. This is like the latest I've ever waited. Not only that, I have not even started getting the Christmas pictures together. I normally like mail out a bunch of Christmas pictures, like the Christmas cards. I usually take a Christmas photo, and haven't even done that yet. But I'm gonna get on it. I'm gonna do it. All right, but let's get to the topic at hand. Yesterday, if you watched my live stream, we were talking about 5-star reviews. So first of all, let me just say that if you're watching this live, just put in the comments where you're watching from, because I have people watching all over the world. And if you're watching this on a replay, in the comments type hashtag replay, because I want to know who's actually seeing it live and who's actually seeing it in the replay. So do that just take a second and let me know that. I love keeping track of that. So anyway, we've been talking about reviews, and I told you about how I stayed in an Airbnb just last weekend because I was at a business conference. The Airbnb was gorgeous, and I was in contact with the owner the whole time, or should I say he was in contact with me the whole time. And right before I left, he asked if I could give him a 5-star review. And I told you that's a great business practice, and I actually immediately implemented that in my business and got a 5-star review. Our review ratings are pretty high anyway, but I never asked for the 5-star review, so I'm going to start doing that now, and I encourage you to do that as well if you have a property on Airbnb or VRBO or HomeAway.com or whatever. So, but inevitably, people come to me and say, I got a horrible review. What do? Bad reviews happen, right? What we don't want is to get a whole bunch of bad reviews, right? And I've even had guests say to me, like, nothing is perfect. I'm suspicious if a property is all 5-star reviews. I think it's a scam. Right? So hopefully you should only see like 1 or 2 bad reviews, or less than 5 stars, right? You can get a 4. Less than 5-star reviews, um, every now and again, right? But if you implement my ask for the 5-star review, you should, you shouldn't get them anymore. But what happens when you get a bad review, right? It's not a 5-star review, and they be saying stuff in there that like you don't want them to say, like this person has ants or something like that, or something crazy that you don't want the whole world to see, and definitely not guests who are thinking about booking your your property, right? What happens? Well, the horrible thing about Airbnb and VRBO is that once a guest leaves a review, there's nothing you can do to change it. Repeat that again. Once a guest leaves a review for you about your property, there's nothing you can do to change it. So your goal is to make sure that all the reviews that are left on your listing about your property are positive and 5-star reviews, right? So how do we do that? Because once a person has left a bad review or something less than 5 stars, you can't change it. It's just there. Okay. But your first remedy is to respond to the reviews, right? And a lot of people don't like to do that. A lot of hosts, when they get a bad review or less than 5 star, they freak out and they just, like ignore it and just act like it doesn't exist. Well, that's not what you should do. You should actually reply to it, because VRBO and Airbnb allow you space to reply to your guest reviews. Reply and explain the situation, or give a comeback, not a clapback, a comeback as to, what happened and how you can resolve it, or it's been resolved, or whatever happened. Because let me remind you, people who are interested in booking your property are reading this. So if they leave a bad review, like, there's ants in the house, they're going to say, well, and you don't respond, they're going to say, well, we don't want to book this place because this place has ants. But if you reply and say something like, well, you left the cake out on the counter all night, and, that attracted the ants, and that's why. Then people will be like, oh, well, they left the food out on the cake on the counter all day. You can't leave food out on the counter because the ants will come. So it is important that if you get a less than stellar review, that you respond to it immediately, because guests are reading. Potential guests are reading. And I have had guests tell me that they're reading the reviews. They'll ask me questions about reviews I've got. Like one guest left in the review like, oh, the Wi-Fi was kind of spotty. And for like the next 5 bookings I got, people are like, and you need to make sure that the Wi-Fi is strong. Or I got questions, is the Wi-Fi strong? Now it is. I'm not sure what happened that day when that guest came, but people read those reviews, and even though they booked the house, thankfully, it didn't deter them from booking the house. They were still asking about the Wi-Fi, which somebody left in the review. So people read the reviews, they will ask you questions about stuff that was written in the reviews. So it's really, really important that you don't ignore it and act like it doesn't exist and just get mad, but you respond tactfully to that less than stellar review. Okay? All right. Also, I'm looking at my notes. Y'all know I always got notes. So when you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes. Okay. Also, prevention. We've heard of this this quote: "Prevention makes a cure unnecessary." Right? And that we normally don't use that when talking about short-term rental properties, but you can use it, right? And what I mean by saying that prevention makes a cure unnecessary is that if we immediately, from the moment they book, start grooming them to give us a 5-star review, then when they leave, they will give us a 5-star review, right? So what I mean is that as soon as they book with you, I know Airbnb and VRBO, whatever, they send out their own paperwork, but you send out your own paperwork as well, thanking them for booking your property, giving them your information, letting them know that they can contact you for whatever, whenever, and asking what they want, what they need. Is there anything that they can do? So kind of serve them from the minute that they book and all throughout their stay, right? So then right before they're going to leave, ask them to give you a 5-star review. And like I said, hopefully they'll give it to you because you've served them through the whole booking, through their whole stay. So when I say prevention makes a cure unnecessary, it's not like you kind of have to wait till they, leave, till they check out and just wonder and wait if they're going to give you a 5-star review or not. And also when you're in contact with them, it helps, if there is anything wrong or if they have any issues during their stay, you're in communication with them so it can be resolved quickly. And quickly is key. And just communicating and responding back to them is so quickly. It quickly is key as well because, normally a person, I know in my Airbnbs, they're normally in there from 4 to 7 days. So whatever's going on, I have to respond to them quickly because they're on vacation or they're out of town, and you got to take care of it stat, right? So you got to respond quickly and you got to take care of it quickly. Those are two separate things. They're not the same. You got to respond quickly and you got to take care of their issue quickly as well, right? So you can get that 5-star review. So what you want to do is start at the beginning with the end in mind. As soon as you interact with them, your goal is to get that 5-star review with them. So at the beginning, you're starting with the end in mind, right? These are all keys to help you get that 5-star review. And if someone does leave you a less than stellar review, you can mitigate the damage it can do by responding to that review or writing comments about the review, just explaining the situation. And write it in a way, because potential guests or book are reading that. So write it in a way that the guests will know that, hey, you're on top of things, you're solving things, and they'll be more likely to book. Just don't be like mad and like, no, we didn't do that. And, you never picked up the phone when I called, just always be aware that potential guests are reading your response and making decisions on whether to book or not based on, those reviews and your responses. Okay, very important. So just because you get a less than stellar review or a less than 5-star review doesn't mean all is lost, that you won't get any bookings. You will, but you have to do the right thing so you can recover nicely. Okay? And that's all I've got for you today. You guys know I'm on here not long, just 10 or 15 minutes, just dropping knowledge bombs, and then I'm out. So that's all I've got for you today. So these are the kind of things that I help my clients with. So I work with clients, helping them set up their short-term rental property. And if you want me to help you get your short-term rental property going, if you're watching this on Periscope or Instagram or Facebook, check on in Facebook, the link is in my comments. In Instagram, it's in my bio. If you're looking on Periscope, you can just go to marcellawilson.com and click on Start a Short-Term Rental. Y'all all can go there too, marcellawilson.com. But you can sign up for a 1-hour strategy session with me, and you can tell me what you got going on. Like if you have a short-term rental set up, but your listing is not profitable, or you're just trying to get your short-term rental up and going, let me know. We can talk about it. We can work it out. I can help you out. All right. I'd love to talk with you. All right. So that's all I've got for you today. I'm going to get out here and I'm kind of tired. I'm going to go to sleep. But it was great talking to you. Remember, there's more information, marcellawilson.com, and I'm on here every day talking about short-term rental properties. And I believe that you can create the life of your dreams one short-term rental at a time. I'm doing that in my life, and I help other people do that as well. So I'm Marcella Wilson. I'm out, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Good night, stars. Bye.